Okay, it's the first weekend in August, and we're going to take a look at the front garden. It's a little windy today, so hopefully you can hear me okay and the wind's not too loud. So basically, our melons and squash, in the front have been doing fantastic. So we can see from here, the plants are all growing very vigorously. The vines are up into there. There's the butternut squash growing up into there. The pumpkin at the back there is huge, and then around the corners and right there on the other side is also the other watermelon. So the squash plants, especially the pumpkin, are especially prolific and abundant because the pumpkin leaves are huge. But anyway, so our first melon here, this one has 3 of them. I had to count them. There's a big fatty there, and then a giant one over there, and then a little one under there. And these have started to kind of run into each other, and I just decided that it's going to happen, so I'm not going to try and keep them separate or whatever. So that leads us on to and you can see once again that the vines are going up and into the island, which is completely vacant right now, so it works just fine. The butternut squash is very prolific and started to be very, very abundant with their fruit. You can see one right here. It's a nice little guy. There's like about 3 of them right there that are about the same size. There's a huge one right there. There's one growing there, little one there, medium size there. Very, very prolific. They're ironically not really many in the box itself. They're out there. So there's another one under that leaf there. So it's putting out a lot of fruit, which is good. We're really excited about that. I don't know what happened in here with all this dead vines, if that was just the beginning leaves, the first ever leaves, and they kind of just got old and with age and stuff, and they just got replaced. But there's some funky stuff going on there. I don't know what it is, but anyway, lots of fruit now, and the vines are growing, so we'll just be happy with that. Now these are a target for the squash bug, the dreaded squash bug, but I haven't really looked that much just to check for activity, because as you can imagine with a plant that spreads out over 20-30 square feet, it's difficult, very, very difficult to do a thorough examination. So I've just kind of let it ride, because like I said, it would be pointless to try and check them all and look for all of them. Anyway, we have lots of the butternut squash, and then this patch here we have it's not really growing much over this side, maybe because the pumpkin's there. It's grown a bit into there, and it's grown over to this side, but it still has 3 big fruits. Giant one, medium or good sized one, and then a smaller one there, smaller medium. So it's looking good. Very happy with those big fruits. Haven't gotten any ripe yet, but we have a bunch that are getting really big, so we'll hopefully be getting some soon. The pumpkin is really, really dominated. It just went from its box, which is 4 feet by 4 feet, all the way over to here. I had to kind of cut it off so that it didn't keep growing into this box. And it has several large pumpkins starting to form. So there's one of them right there. It's weird. There's one I can see through there. And there's, like I said, abundant leaves, very large leaves, as well as flowers. We can see some of the flowers over here. So there's another pumpkin there, smaller one there. Probably like 6 pumpkins that I could see. At this point, they're green, so you can't really see them as well as obviously when they're orange. Then you'll be able to see them very easily in there. Then we have our last watermelons planted in the smaller box, but it doesn't matter because they spread everywhere. And he has 3 good, huge melons. One there, and then over there. And the vines there are continuing to grow out that way. And when they get up to there, I'll probably just redirect them up there. So yeah, you can see very, very prolific in the vines. And like I said, we're letting them grow up into the island since there's not a whole lot of stuff planted there. And just see how that goes. So they've been doing good. Our corn is kind of a little bit odd. Some of them are only this tall, but there are a few of them that are about 6.5 feet or so. And we do have some ears in here. This ear back here looks pretty good. The ones up here looking a little thin, but we'll just have to see, because there's not you really need you need a good amount of corn to basically fertilize the ears so they actually grow and develop, because these look real skinny and stuff, so I don't know how that'll turn out. But anyway, regardless, and our volunteer sunflower, which came back from last year, is one of the weird things. It was we planted just regular sunflowers, and we got this, I don't know, mutant variety or something that has multi-headed. The one we planted were just those giant tall ones with one head that were up like 12 feet. This one came up as a multi-headed one, and you can see that there's a head there, and then there's one there, and then there, and there, and there, and there. It's like kind of like on a plant where the suckers, basically every junction, every time there was a leaf, there was a sucker that came out, and that became another head. As you can see here at the joint, the elbow there, that's where the sucker comes out and goes and becomes another head. So, excuse me, it's very cool to see, and a much different sunflower. And apparently that's where it was growing last year. Apparently some of the seeds stayed there, and it sprouted back out. So didn't plant it; it just came back. But it's going to be very cool. It's going to have like a dozen sunflower heads on them. So it'll be exciting to see, along with all of our fantastic melons and squash. So anyway, that's it for the front. Thanks for watching.